Hello everyone and welcome to our weather update on Saturday, June 20th, 2026. So for the past few weeks I haven't been uploading much because I've had exams, it's been quite a busy period for me, and also some of the sites that I've been using have been a bit stodgy. But anyway, we're back to it now, and for the first half of June, it's been quite cool, quite showery. Quite a south shifted jet stream, bringing in a lot of Atlantic westerly winds. Quite cool temperatures aloft, combined with strong June sunshine, has led to vigorous convection, so plenty of heavy showers, hail, thunder and lightning for the first half of June. Then, heading into the past few days, we've seen an upward trend in temperatures. However, with that, we've seen an increase in humidity, clouds, and rainfall. Yesterday and Thursday, we saw basically a belt of moisture coming up from the southwest there on a waving frontal system that's brought very frequent bands of rain, heavy at times, and showers following on yesterday evening in parts of the country. But today, we are clearing that through, and we're seeing that the remains of that front are now over parts of England, bringing no more than a few showers to these areas. If the radar loads up, there we go, see a few showers in parts of eastern England there. And this cloud will keep fading, breaking and lifting as we go through today, tonight and tomorrow. And elsewhere, it's just a deal of sunshine and patchy clouds. And it's quite a fresh day as well. Quite cool, quite comfortable, and not overly warm. But that will be subject to change, big change. Right, so as we go through the UKV, and see what's going on. So as I said to you before, away from England, we've got sunshine and patchy clouds. Now, the cloud a bit more organised, a few showers across England, but nothing too dangerous. As we go through today and overnight, we'll see the cloud thinning and breaking again, and that will lead to a clearer night tonight for all areas. A bit more clouds still across parts of England and Wales, but it's thinning progress. Right, so as we go through overnight to tomorrow, some high cloud will just edge in at times from the south. That will bring some hazy sunshine, a bit milky, a bit hazier, but still very bright, if not sunny day tomorrow for most areas. A bit more patchy cloud for Scotland, and a few lighter showers for the far north, and maybe a few localised heavier showers for parts of eastern England also tomorrow afternoon. Now tomorrow evening into Monday, we'll see cloud increasing from the southwest. This should be away from the west and northwest, quite medium to high based. So this shouldn't really impair the sunshine too much. So still quite a bright day on Monday for most areas, but an increase in shower risk there through Monday itself. Some uncertainty with these showers in terms of timing, location and intensity. Basically, the whole system is a bit up for grabs at the moment, but the thing is, we've got an upper level trough coming through in a general area of high pressure on Monday and rising temperatures. So some models show these showers forming in the evening. This shows them in the morning through the evening, so the whole day on Monday we'll see showers coming through, first into parts of Ireland, Cornwall, Devon, then pushing into Wales, parts of the Midlands, and up into Isle of Man, Northern England, Eastern England by evening. And some models show them thundery in nature. So we'll see how Monday pans out in the end. And either way, the showers do clear off into Tuesday, possibly stormy in parts of the North Sea there, to leave a day of widespread clear blue sky and bright sunshine in many areas of Ireland, Wales, England and most of Scotland. Some lower clouds into parts of the north of Scotland at times with a patchy drizzle. And elsewhere, some high clouds will make the sunshine milky at times, but just, like 2 days post-solstice, really that sun is strong regardless of whether or not you've got a bit of wispy cloud in the sky. And into Tuesday night into Wednesday. Well, there we go. More bright sunshine on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday's orientation of the high pressure is very uncertain again, because we have low pressure systems to the west trying to push in over it, while the high pressure is trying to stay strong. So for the southern half of Ireland, most of England and Wales, we got clear blue skies and warm sunshine. Now, in the north, we'll see the westerly winds starting to make an appearance. So we'll see some more cloud cover there, and maybe a few light showers across the Western Highlands of Scotland. But otherwise, it's a dry day, and also a bit of fresher feeling as well, especially in the north. Thursday, whether or not we see a fresher interlude from the west, we are likely to return to extreme heat and possibly a thundery breakdown into the end of the week. Also, the UK Met Office have issued an amber or orange warning for extreme heat for parts of southern and southeastern England. So yeah, it's very worth keeping in mind that temperatures will be unusually high, even for late June. So we will go through those now with the temperature forecast from the UKV. So currently, as I said to you before, Saturday, it's quite a fresh day. Temperatures really quite pleasant, quite comfortable. Maxing around, say, high teens, low 20s in most areas. Away from Western Scotland, as always, you've got the cooler end of the deal. Into Sunday, well, we see a muggy start in parts of eastern England, parts of the southeast as well. Elsewhere, it's fresher and cooler. Now, this muggy start over the east of England is a sign that the heat dome, the heat plume over the continent is starting to expand. I mean, recently we've been seeing some really high temperatures building across parts of France, Spain, and the continent, and there's no real strong southerly flow, but just because the high pressure's orientation is changing, it's allowing the heat to just drift up to expand from the south and southeast. So into Sunday, well, there you go. So highest temperatures possibly touching 30 Celsius there in parts of London and the home counties, widely above 20 Celsius there in most areas away from exposed parts of Northern Ireland, Eastern Ireland, Eastern England, and parts of Scotland as always. And as we go into Sunday night, again, quite muggy, and the mugginess is now pushing westwards. So the only areas where it's staying fresher are parts of Ireland, Scotland, and Northern England. Most of Wales and England will be looking quite muggy to start Monday morning, which is pretty uncomfortable for sleeping. Temperatures in the high teens. And into Monday afternoon, well, there we go. Widely across southern England, temperatures will reach 30 Celsius. And pretty much in all areas of Ireland and the UK, temperatures will reach 20 or above, away from the far, again, parts of the far north of Scotland, like the Northern Isles possibly, and some very exposed coasts. Now, these temperatures in the Midlands and Wales of England look quite patchy. So you've got some areas reaching like high 20s or 30 Celsius, like this area here from Birmingham up to Manchester, far west of Wales. That would be down to the fun effects on an easterly breeze, I suppose. But also, we will have, if you remember from this chart, Monday will be quite a cloudier day. Some medium to high level clouds pushing through. And that will just mean that if the sunshine is dimmed out for a time, temperatures won't be quite as high as they would be with like proper full on sunshine on a June afternoon. Hence the varying nature and temperature across small spaces there on Monday afternoon. But yeah, so if you see sunshine in Midlands, easily high 20s, low 30s, bit of medium to high base clouds. I'd say more mid to high 20s there on Monday afternoon. But as we go through to Tuesday, sky's clear. A very warm start to the day in many areas there. Nowhere really escaping the mugginess away from, let's say, Western Ireland there. Now, Tuesday, it looks like a very hot day for England, East Wales especially there. Possibly 38 degrees there, showing up there for Cambridgeshire, which is really, really hot. That would break the all-time June temperature record of 35 degrees. And by a long way as well. Now, these temperatures not set in stone, 4 days away, but just showing you high chance, quite a decent chance of that record being broken. Scotland, Eastern Scotland, Northern England, Ireland, mid-20s, possibly high 20s in places. Western Scotland, Western Ireland, a bit cooler. Again, Tuesday night, really oppressive. And Wednesday itself, went too far. Again, temperature's a bit lower. Still very hot though. It's still very, very hot. Looking at the low to mid 30s there, but you'll notice that the core has been reduced in size, and we've got cooler temperatures starting to push into the western exposed coast there. So a slightly more westerly influenced day on Wednesday, but well, I'll show you now what the models have to say, and they'll say that if we do see that westerly blip on Wednesday, just a westerly little influence, a westerly reprieve, even that, like in parts of the south, you're still looking at like 34, 35, that won't last long at all. So if we go back to the here and now, you can see what's happening here. High pressure is building up from the south, hence the clearance at last. And it strengthens to our north into tomorrow and Monday. We bring in just a gentle easterly flow, allows the hot air. It's a really, really hot pool over parts of Spain, Iberia, France, just expand northwards, and that brings really high temperatures, especially into parts of England, with the mid to high 30s possible on Tuesday. Now, bear in mind, France, Spain, Portugal, temperatures well into the 40s Celsius, even as far north as northern France. It's a really, really hot spell. And we're still very early on in the summer, June 24th, there, Wednesday. So, early season, really proper heat wave here. And as we go into the end of the week, well, that extreme heat starts to really push northwards between the area of high pressure to our east and northeast and a low that is forming near Biscay. That would be a thundery low, and it will introduce an increased risk of thunderstorms to end the week. By next Friday, we got a high pressure towards Scandinavia, down towards Poland, low pressure to the west, in between, increasingly unstable, with thunderstorms likely to break out in some places. At this point, we are just under a week away, so each model will show a different scenario, outcome as to how these storms behave. But yeah, for now, just to know, increased chance of storms later next week. GFS not really having them explosive, but still ingredients will be there. So as we go into the end of the month, into the start of July, again, very uncertain here, but GFS just shows you high pressure, then low pressure for a time. And actually that would be quite bad if that turns up, because by Monday, July 6th there, we will see low pressure over us into the west, blocking over Greenland, and that means that the jet stream will be south shifted, the Azores high displaced, and that's a pattern that can lead to a prolonged cooler and wetter spell. So that's not what you want if you want prolonged hot weather. So here's the ECM. Again, ECM shows high pressure building up through the next few days, allowing that heat dome to expand. Again, Monday's trough there. So Monday, we could be seeing some showers pushing up from the south there. You wouldn't really guess that from this chart because it looks, quite settled. But there will be an upper level trough within the flow. coming up there from the south and southwest. So that is something to note. Different models showing different intensities in the showers. Into Wednesday again, you can see just possibly a more westerly flow around the area of high pressure. But as we go into Thursday and Friday, well, the high pressure pushes northwards, and we see a low forming over Biscay and to the west. In between, we draw up this very hot southeasterly winds. Overall temperatures see the plus 20 Celsius isotherm surging northwards, so really, really hot and humid there. And thunderstorms break out aplenty. Look at that blue, these blue splodges. Yeah, those would be widespread, intense thunderstorms if the ECM run does verify. And as we go into the end of the week and the end of the month, where we see high pressure starting to really break down to the east, and low pressure swings in its systems, cold fronts, warm fronts, showers in from the west. And that would mean that, well, parts of Europe up into Scandinavia see the hot spell. Some really warm temperatures up there to end the month. And as we go into start of July, again, uncertain by this time frame, but we say westerly, but the Azores High isn't too far away, and no block in evidence over Greenland and Iceland. So that means the Azores High has a better chance of ridging in. It's trying to by early July. So, but still a long way off. GFS and ECM showing different outcomes by the end, as expected, being about 2 weeks out. So here we go. UK Met Run. So again, here we go. A high pressure over the country. Temperatures increasing. As we go into Wednesday, you can see what's happening here. High pressure just starts to ease away a bit. We see a westerly wind trying to push in. That's, I think out of the three models we've checked so far, the UK Met Run is the most confident that we will push a westerly influence in. The GFS and ECM show the high pressure more centered the whole time. And as we go through into Thursday, well, either way, you see what happens here. High pressure moves back to the east and northeast, and we start to draw in a thundery southerly airflow. GEM, again, high pressure building over us, centering over the North Sea, allowing the temperatures to build day on day. So some really hot temperatures expected, especially as you saw in the south and east of England, where the Met Office has the amber warning for extreme heat. But all areas will be enjoying some warm weather. But of course, with the warm weather, certain caution must be taken. And into the end of the week, high pressure pushing northwards, opening door to a southerly airflow and an increased risk of thunder and lightning coming through there. And we end the month looking more westerly. So really, I think so far we can say quite a high confidence for Thursday through the weekend to be warmer, hotter for a time before a thundery breakdown does commence. It's really, quite interestingly enough, I feel like the highest point of uncertainty are in the earlier part of this forecast compared to the latter part there. Because on Monday, we are not so sure as to how the showers will behave. And on Wednesday, we're not so sure as to how much of an influence on temperature a possible more westerly influence might have. But from Thursday onwards, pretty sure high pressure goes back to the east and north. We open the door to a warm to hot flow from the southeast, and a low engages from the southwest, and things could kick off in terms of thunder. Here's the icon. Again shows a high pressure pulling away, Temperatures increasing day on day today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Icon, yeah, a slight more westerly influence there, especially the north. South staying quite hot on Wednesday still, in the more easterly airflow there. As we go into the end of the week, again, quite hot and thundery prospects. As we go into the arpege, finally, we see high pressure building, and that heat dome expands. Upper temperatures look really quite hot, and these temperatures just expand slightly, expand into Ireland and the UK. Wednesday sees a brief interruption to some slightly cooler air being imported on those light westerly winds, but heat dome is still very much present over France, and even still into England and Wales and Ireland. And if the arpege follows the other models, it will bring it back northwards into Thursday. Before we go, we'll have a look at the GFS ensembles for Dublin in terms of the upper temperature, midnight run. So right now we're about average, but that won't last long. By tomorrow, temperatures will start a skyrocket. And by June 25th, I think that is around there, temperatures aloft will be nearing or meeting 20 Celsius in Dublin, quite far west and north, away from the heat dome. So areas like anywhere east and south of that basically has a higher chance of reaching these very high temperatures aloft by the end of the week. Let's go somewhere like London then. It'll look more dramatic then. And also, by the way, a cool down into the end of the month and start of July. London, back to midnight run. There we go. So temperatures really skyrocketing, maintaining a very hot temperature aloft from about Tuesday through to the end of the week, and slowly coming down into the end of the month and start of July. So yes, a noteworthy, exceptional hot spell coming up, especially if you're in England and Wales. For areas further west and north, they're always more influenced by the Atlantic and any moderation that comes with a slight westerly breeze. But still, if that happens, I think the end of the week, before that thunder starts, we'll see a more hot spell for all areas as winds go southeasterly ahead of the low. Everyone, thanks for watching. Enjoy the nice weather, but yeah, take all those precautions, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.